Cascarilla, scientifically known as Croton Eleutheria, from time immemorial, has been the source of livelihood for locals on Acklins and Crooked Island. Locally, Cascarilla is commonly referred to simply as bark, a testament to its important role in the local economies of some Bahamian islands.
We have two types of bark. We have the scrub bark and we have the smooth ones. The scrub bark is more healthier, richer.
Cascarilla bark is considered one of the Bahamas' top exports to the United Kingdom, France, Italy, Germany, and the United States. Commercially, the highly sought-after Cascarilla bark essential oil, traded internationally, is used for flavoring aperitifs and liqueurs such as Campari and vermouth. It is also an important ingredient in soap making, flavoring foods, confections, and fine perfumery. Today, a number of factors such as land clearing, increasing commercial pressure on the resource without a sustainable harvesting method, have threatened the survival of the Cascarilla plant and the livelihood of the locals.
Well, we don't maintain it. It's spread all over the land. Especially when it rains, the seed drop and then it go with the water, and just like that, and it go right in the land. But we didn't plant nothing, and we didn't clean nothing. All go right there to the land.
In keeping with the objective of the Pine Islands project, natives of Acklins and Crooked Island are preparing to transit from harvesters of Cascarilla bark into full-fledged beneficiaries of the developing Cascarilla industry in the Bahamas.
I'm a part of the Acklins Islanders Cooperative Society, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I make products derived from the Cascarilla bark.
The government of the Bahamas wishes to broaden economic growth and empowerment opportunities for Bahamians by focusing on the promotion of economic activities on those islands. Harvesters of Acklins and Crooked Island have had to endure the rugged terrain on the remote keys for months at a time to harvest the bark.
Well, in those times, we stayed there sometime a month or maybe longer, because boats go and come. From the key, they come here, go back, come and go back to both keys.
Well, I was go to Savannah Key, I call that with Key. But I was go to French Key, would pass the box them, cut back. I went to French Key and I cut back there. Plenty back at French Key.
Cascarilla commonly grows in dry lands and can be seen on the perimeter of the islands near the shore, as well as in the interior coppice and in the hills. Cascarilla can be harvested year-round. However, harvesters generally harvest between November and June as the weather is cooler and there are fewer mosquitoes to deal with. If not harvested correctly, the plant could die or will not coppice, resulting in less available material for future harvest and the sustainability of Cascarilla populations. Once a stem is cut, the plant will produce between 10 to 20 new stems.
So in the sandy ground area, you would look for the discoloration of the leaves whenever the leaves begin to turn a yellowish color. Also when they begin to open, and so that will indicate that that's a good time to harvest. Another indication is you can look at the bark itself, and if you are able, sometimes you can just tell by just looking at the stick itself, and you can be able to determine the age of the bark. For example, you can look at this tree here, and you will be able to tell just by looking at the stalks that this bark is pretty much ripe. Another means is by just picking a piece of it. Well, then you can see whether, of course, this is still green. Depends again on the type of bark, but we were looking for a pinkish color, almost orange color, peaches color on the inside. And so you can see that this is just beginning to turn, and so this is not really a ripe tree. Well, what we would want to do is try to cut the bark when you go at the root, and then you don't want to disturb the root, and so you would want to cut it a few inches above the root. For example, if you would see here, but most barks, once they've been harvested before, one of the things you would notice is when they grow, they will grow on a little nub like that, a little stub.
So it's like a root.
Right. And so what you will want to do in order to preserve the bark and to make sure that we have sustainability in the industry is to cut it at least a few inches above.
Right.
For example, I would cut this bark here. One of the things you would want to also do is move the younger ones that's coming out of the way, and I would try to cut this like about here in order to promote growth and new root development.
So when you strip it, then you bundle it up. You have quite a amount of it, you bundle up. You bring home and you would take it to the salt water or to the pond, and it's soaked like 7-8 days, depends on the water. Like now, how the water is cold, it's the winter time, it might take more than 7 days, depends on the tide.
Saying if you leave it in for a day or two, then instead of seeing clear water, after a day or two you'll see the top of the water is black. This here will start to turn a dark color if you leave it in here too long. But you know, so to send a nice quality bark to the market, you want to keep it clear.
And when it's ready to beat, then I would go get it, and I would have my setup just like now. And I would beat it.
When you hear like 5 pounds, you put it in the sun, and when you feel it, when you hear you can break it, it's dry good. And it can't break, it's not dry too good. And you gotta clean it, the sticks, all that. Clean it nice and good. Then you got the cocoa stock, you put it in, and you park it. You park it for weight, and then we're gonna look for sale.
Plans for the creation of the Cascarilla industry in Acklins and Crooked Island are well underway, as the Acklins Island Cooperative Society was established in 2019 for the purpose of empowering Acklins Islanders by expanding business opportunities and the creation of sustainable entities that will enhance the quality of life for the wider communities. Today, the membership is over 300 strong. The government has already approved the grant of 100 acres of land for the establishment of a plantation for the Cascarilla industry.
I want to encourage Bahamians, Acklins Islanders in particular, to become a part of this movement, what is going on. Because I know that it is beneficial.
I see this venture would take Acklins, not just Acklins, but both Acklins and Crooked Island. And so I see that, so many spin-offs can come just off this Cascarilla project.
Through this sustainable livelihood project, locals are now trained in the extraction of Cascarilla oil. These processing plants used to extract the Cascarilla oil are funded by the Bahamas Development Bank. As the Cascarilla industry grows, it is important that a community management plan is established to protect this wild resource from overharvest, thus threatening the availability of the resource and biodiversity throughout the southern islands.
You have 3 ways. We could get seeds from all the 3, okay? Or we could go about and find the young ones in the ground and put it in a pot and then do it. And recently, air layering. So what we do, we get a razor blade and we will cut a section of this off, scrape it clear, and then we use peat moss, get a little bit of root, growth hormone, and put it against where the bottom of it is. Wet everything, wrap it around, tie it up, and leave it. And about 6 weeks' time, roots.
These guidelines on sustainable harvesting techniques and the implementation of a Cascarilla plantation will definitely ensure the availability of this natural resource and conservation while respecting the traditions, culture, and livelihood of all stakeholders. This video presentation on the development of the Cascarilla industry in the Bahamas is produced by the Corporate Communications Department of the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation in conjunction with the BEST Commission, the Global Environmental Facility of the United Nations, Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Caribbean Agriculture Research and Development Institute, the Bahamas Development Bank, and the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection.